What? Are we going? We are going,
I
aren't
mean, do we need to have some kind of fanfare? Like, wow, it's season 2 of What's on Your Mind. How amazing. And things like that.
No,
Okay.
because that's not how we roll.
Oh,
Aren't you the no BS queen? Behind the scenes of What's on Your Mind, how this actually works. Everything is scripted.
everything.
Take 57.
Okay.
I'm going to ask
I'm really
you.
excited. I can't just do it all deadpan. I'm really excited. I'm a little bit anxious.
Really?
Okay. Hey,
Hey.
DP. What's on your mind?
Well, you know, last week I was running a workshop, as we do,
That's what you're like.
and I thought I'm going to chuck the participants a curly question. So those leaders, right, senior leaders. And the question I gave them was, how do you want to impact on others today? How do you want to impact on others today, meaning the other people in the room?
Is
So
that
we had a whole
proper
day.
English impact on?
Yeah. Okay. How do you want to impact?
Thanks.
Sorry, spell check queen, grammar queen. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So let me rewind that.
Okay.
Take 58. How do you want to impact others today? Meaning the people in the room. And they struggled to answer the question, which I found fascinating, and I also went, great, I can challenge them here. So what they said, example answers, was, I'm going to be curious, I'm going to listen, I'm going to be fully present.
None of those things were really about impacting others.
None of them
They're
are
all
about
about
impact.
your own shit,
They're all
aren't they?
about your own shit. It's about inputs, not impact.
Was that uncomfortable for people?
Yes, particularly when I'm like, just try that again. And I kept challenging them to go, no, that's an input. That's what you're going to do. What about the impact that you want to have? And they're like, I'm going to smile and not look at my phone or whatever. I'm like, why is this so hard? And I found that a fascinating question. So we had a conversation about it. It's like, we tend to focus on what we can control, which is our inputs, right, into the situation, but not necessarily the outcome we want. And I think they were missing a trick.
Okay, here's a question for you about that. Do you have a little bit of judgment about that or not?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little bit judgy. I'm like, you're a bit in your own
You
shit,
are
aren't you?
judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been spending too much time with you. But yes, I'm judgy, but also I think they were missing a trick, because why is it so hard to say this is the difference I want to make to someone else?
Yeah.
As opposed to the easy answer, which is I'll just be curious.
And let's suck a little bit of judgment out of that for a second, because
Nice.
it's not that people aren't working
Absolutely.
and turning up with contribution
Yep.
as their driver.
That's right.
Because they are.
Yeah.
They actually are.
Yeah.
But we spend so much time tangled up in our own shit and what people think about us, and like,
That's right.
what am I going to look like when I stand in front of the room, and will people be thinking this, and will people be thinking that? The reality is, just like you, they're so tangled up in their own crap that they're not thinking any of that about you.
Absolutely. And they're not judging you. They're just like, I'm here. And so I reckon, it's like when you get so tangled up in how you want to show up, you
Yes.
forget the point.
So the Matt Church line for that I probably use 3 times a week is replace nervous with service, right?
Yeah, perfect. Right.
Yeah.
So how do I want to serve other people?
Yeah.
And even that is still a bit inputty though, right? So like, okay, well, I'll ask them questions, or I'll ask them what they need or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And I reckon there's something about being able to get the balance between those two, right? So how do I need to show up, but also to what end? And if we
Yeah.
focus on the end bit, the service bit, the helping bit, it's like, that I can at least focus on that as opposed to just hold up this mirror.
And you still
get all
wind up
angsty.
back in your own shit, because you still wind up going, well, okay, if that's the contribution that I'm looking to make or the impact that I'm looking to have, then how can I make that happen?
Yeah.
Or what can I do to make it happen? So don't panic, you still get back to you. So I train facilitators, right?
It's all right. It's still all about you.
Actually,
Really.
you should come. I could help you facilitate some meetings. But I train facilitators, right? And the things that I tell them to do are, what the problem is when we usually plan a workshop or a meeting or a conversation, we plan what we want to happen in that workshop or meeting or conversation. But actually, good facilitation is about going, what change do I need to make happen outside the room?
That's right.
And so then what do we need to do in the room
Yeah.
to make that possible? And that's all about, how do I leave people feeling, and how do they walk out of the room feeling
Yeah.
confident and aligned and engaged?
So when you post on LinkedIn or you do a blog or whatever,
Yeah.
what is your intent?
To make people like me and get rich and famous.
Right.
What about you?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
No.
what's yours?
Sort of. not the rich and famous bit. But no, mine is to make people think. So whenever I'm writing or doing video, I'm thinking, okay, how do I want this to land? And you never control that, but you've got to have some sort of intent, right? And to me, it's about to make people think. So
I like that.
That's the thing that keeps me focused on what I say and how I say it and all that sort of stuff. And I reckon you must have something similar, right?
Yeah, so if I was going to be honest, I would say usually I'm trying to make people feel better would be the first one, because in the same way that we've just had a conversation about how people are so trapped in their own heads, one of the things I try to do when I'm posting or communicating with people is go, hey, a lot of people I know are battling with this. Are you? And
You're
people
awesome
go,
at that.
And they feel validated and seen, and they recognise that their struggles aren't just theirs. And the other thing I usually try to do, and I've tried to do a lot more over the last year or so, is give them something that helps.
Yeah.
So I think my posting or my content or even my speaking used to be a lot more, this is how this works. And now it's like, this is how this works, and here are 3 things you can do now, or here's one thing you can try that might make a difference.
So I reckon in your answer, you've got both impact and input. So the impact is make people feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
And the input is here are 3 things that help.
Here's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's all very well to tell me how things work and be Alicia Mackay and go, you need to set priorities. But like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
Here's a way you can do that.
Am I wrapping this up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I can't remember.
I don't know how it works.
It's been a while.
I don't know how to what's on your mind anymore.
So are you focused on inputs or impact when you're showing up to run a meeting, have a conversation, or is it maybe a bit of both? And do you get that balance right? We'd love to know. We always love to know.
Like and subscribe. Hey, we did a what's on your mind.
Good one.
Yay!
That was all right. A little bit rambly, but it's all right. You'll edit it.
Oh, you're moving Margaret.
Mix it up a bit.